I was surprised I wasn't taken to my great reward. I am washed in the blood of the Lamb.
I thought for
Uh,
sure I was a lock.
no,
No.
no, you're
I
staying.
think I think you gave Kyle and I each half of your soul, like just to prove a point or something.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
even think we had to barter for it. And now,
No, no, it was like it was just he just gave it away.
now
Yeah,
I just have to secure the other half from Kyle, and then,
And then you'll have nothing.
then I'll have a soul.
yeah.
I'll have two
We'll
souls.
see about that come the end times. Yeah,
Mhm.
I found it hilarious when and look, I often suspect when you see little trends like this online, if people don't know, there were a lot of supposed far right Christian TikTokers who were saying the end is coming. It has been foretold September 23rd, and we will be raptured and taken on to our great reward. But I think that was being propped up and promoted by like left and center people who wanted to mock and deride them because nobody in my life, I'll just say, who there's plenty of Christians in my life. None of them were like,
Mhm.
"Rapture's coming, rapture's coming, Kyle. Did you already burn all your money and
Yeah.
and then sell all your earthly belongings, give them to charity to the mega pastor?" Like nobody was like that. But I did see online plenty of people like, "It's coming." Oh, and I can't crying. Like, I've been praying to the Lord for a sign, crying, tears flowing. And like, and here it is. He's taken me to my great reward. My whole life I've prayed and done everything the way Jesus told me. And now he's taken me to that city of gold in the sky. And I'm just like,
Was that on a
no.
Sunday too?
I don't remember when it was. It was like
Because
the
that would
days
be the
leading up to
worst
the
day for
23rd.
a failed rapture. Is like you've got to go to work.
Oh, 2 days ago.
You were all in on like we're done, we're
Oh
out.
yeah, it was 2 days ago. I think I saw some of them saying, "Ah, now it's actually April. It's actually April now." So
Oh,
we
okay.
miscalculated. But math was
It
fuzzy.
happens. Sometimes
Yeah.
but I think you're on the money. Like I saw way more people having fun at their expense than I saw. I didn't actually see a sincere post of like people celebrating the rapture, other than people being like, "Hey, just FYI, this isn't even vaguely biblical. Look at these goofs." It's like them like freaking out, spazzing.
I think there are probably a couple people who believed it, and then a lot of people who amplified it and mocked it. And that's
Yeah.
the party that I fall into.
Yeah.
When it comes to
I had a
biblical stuff,
blast with it.
when it comes to biblical stuff, as you say, do you think it's
Joining me?
literal? Do you think that both of you? Sure, I know what you think. Do you think that it's to be read literally, like down to the letter, a mixture of literal and metaphorical, or should it all be taken as learning metaphors and allegories?
It's got to be a mix, right? Because clearly there's some literal stuff where it's like, if you don't believe Jesus died on the cross and resurrected, it's like that's kind of the crux of the whole thing. But then there's also a bunch of allegorical things where it's like, do you really think Noah got swallowed up by a great fish? Or do you really think it took 7 days, as we understand a day, to like make everything? Like a lot of it seems more like just parables and allegorical in that way.
I believe it unless it's inconvenient to do so. At which
Mm.
part that is the fake stuff.
Yes, yeah, and
That's how we do it.
these rapture guys thought it was inconvenient when it was either Jesus or like Saint Peter was like, and no one will know the day or the hour. But these guys read that and they were like, not me though. I've got a system. They're like sports gamblers. They're like, yeah, maybe that applied to everybody else, but not me. I've got a bunch of red string on my bathroom wall, and I've figured this motherfucker out. Yeah, that's crazy to like, and like if you guys grew up in the audience too, like if you grew up in like a Christian environment, especially not like a Catholic environment or like Orthodox or the more serious ones, but more like dispensationalist, which is the belief of like the rapture, like disappearing out of your clothes, and believing that like the Israel of the Bible was a nation state formed mostly by Britain in the year 1948. Like that thing, there was a whole movie that they put on for us at one
Left
point
Behind.
where it was Left Behind.
It's a whole
where it was,
series and
it
book
was,
series. It's a
and
bestseller.
do you know how bad a movie has to be for me to be like going into Sunday school and the teacher being like, guess what? We're watching a movie, and being like, what? Snacks in a movie at church? Holy hell. And then they put that on and you're like, we could go back to regular church, guys. Like, this is rough. This is really brutal. Thank goodness the pilot of only the co-pilot was Christian, or they all would have went down. That fucking movie. But that's
I
how they
thought
show
those
it.
were
It's like
interesting.
it's just your clothes laying there. Like you remember those weed commercials where it's like you're not the same since you started smoking weed,
Yeah.
and that lady's melted to the couch. That's like what their clothes are doing. Bless
I
you.
remember seeing like the Left Behind movies being advertised, and it's kind of like Christian rock, where you hear a little bit of it on the radio, and you're like, "All right, that's got a nice kick to it," and you turn it up, and it's like, "Oh, I bless your name on high," and you're like, "Ah, it was not what I was going for." That's how Left Behind was for me, because at first it seemed like a 2012 type disaster movie, one of those like the world is coming to an end, everything's burning. Like, oh shit, I love these. These are great.
Mhm.
Got some special effects, huh? Oh, no, not so much. A lot of sitting and praying. I see. Ooh, there's not
Yeah.
much time left, and we're still sitting and praying. It is not a good movie.
It
I think
starts
there's
out
multiple
strong.
of them. I think there's like I know there's a whole book series. I think they like tell what it's like being left behind.
Is it Stephen King or am I crazy?
No, it's not
No,
Stephen
It's not.
King.
I'm
it's the
crazy.
guy
Okay.
from like that 80s sitcom. Fred Savage, right? Is that who
Fred
became
Savage might
Fred
be acting in
Savage?
it. But I
Oh,
don't. I can't remember the. I would know the writer. Let me
is
see.
it Kirk Cameron?
Kirk Cameron? Yes, I get those guys confused because I'm not familiar with either one. But Kirk Cameron, not him. Who the fuck
Kirk
is Fred
Cameron was
Savage?
like the Justin Bieber when I was a kid. He was the
Really?
girl that, yeah, like whatever girl you liked in 7th grade liked Kirk Cameron.
Oh,
That's
Who's
see,
Kirk Cameron?
he was in what sitcom was it, Woody?
That guy?
Growing Pains, maybe?
Growing
Nobody
Pains?
liked this guy, dude.
What? Are you kidding?
I don't know. That's not really. I think Woody was closer to that era of TV. You were but a babe.
Wouldn't it have been like Joey on Blossom though, going, "Yo"? That would have been the
No,
guy.
Kirk Cameron was the center of Growing Pains, which I guess was like the top show. He had like this adorableness, like a prime Bieber to him, and
He
I
looks
don't
like a
know. His
pedophile.
character.
Zach, show a picture of Kirk Cameron. Be as
Wait,
generous as you care to be.
you said
I'm
he's a
looking at this.
pedophile?
He looks
What?
like one.
I don't.
Oh, you
think
said you
he's
said he
super
I wouldn't leave him around my
religious. They would
kids.
never do that.
Dude, he looks like a friendly guy. He's just smiling here with kind of like the background
he
you used
so
to get with
happy
your
about?
family photos at the
All
store.
blurry. Yeah.
Yeah, all blurry and like different colors.
He
Yeah, look
he
at
was
that.
the it guy of like 1987.
Man, the 80s had some wild clothing choices.
Yeah, I had a tie like that.
Really?
I wore it to my dance.
Sick.
Shit.
You gotta pop that back out.
I like the pants.
Mine
Yeah.
was black, but it was a leather thin tie, just like that.
It was leather.
Kyle, did
Yeah.
you agree on the beginning of Left Behind though? Because it starts where I remember watching the beginning as a kid and being like, "Oh, this is going to be interesting. Everybody's disappearing off this plane."
Mhm.
And it was like, "Oh, I wonder what else. Maybe the people who run nuclear power plants are disappearing and this and that." And then like after that one scene, it just is like preaching at you. And it's like, I
Yeah.
really thought we were going to explore the way the
And
world
it's a
changes
lifted
with all the
idea.
disappearings.
And it's a little bit of a lifted idea because Stephen King's The Langoliers begins in the exact same way, where everyone
Mm.
on the flight who was asleep, when they awake, everyone who had been awake and not been unconscious has disappeared. Their clothes aren't there. They're gone. Like your seatmate is gone, your wife is gone, your kid is gone. One of the pilots is gone. Like it's just like Left Behind. And there was some sort of like magical evil electrical storm that travels them through time slightly, and all the people that weren't on that plane and asleep are gone on Earth. That's what ends up being there. But like it's the exact same beginning as Left Behind. But you're right. It should have been all of the things that fall apart when that significant amount of people just get raptured. They should be things like nuclear power plants melting down, like militaries and police forces failing, like hospitals collapsing. It should be shit like that.
Yeah, and they didn't explore that at all. It's like
They
that
didn't
was the one
explore that in
inroad.
Endgame either.
In what either?
Endgame, after Thanos snapped and
Oh.
removed half of the universe's population, everyone just kind of kept going. I mean,
Well,
we
when
were sad
Ant-Man
about
comes
our
back,
loved ones, but I don't remember the global catastrophe.
remember when Ant-Man comes back and he sort of sees like the memorial walls and all the missing posters that are like stacked up, and like that's sort of the only glimpse you get at like how bad it was. But if you think about it, half the population disappearing would be a society collapsing event. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
we wouldn't just continue to limp along. Like you remember what COVID was like when everybody stayed home. It would be that. Everybody would be gone though.
It'd be
Like half of the
way
people that you
ruined.
need.
It would be way
And
worse. than that.
everyone would be in emotional distress. Everyone would have lost like multiple loved ones, their children, wives, parents, what have you. Like everyone would be an emotional wreck. try and
Thanos
meanwhile
was
the
a
garbage isn't getting
terrible
picked up.
economist. He thought we'd be better off with population drain.
Did he random? Was it random who he
random.
snapped?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a terrible system.
Only one deal.
It wasn't just here; it's the universe.
Iron Man gets to live.
I get it's the whole universe, but he could have planned it out. He could have segmented it. He would have been like murderers gone, rapists gone, people who spray paint, people with bumper stickers gone. Like you could have quickly, paired it out and then have a decent world afterward. Road cyclists gone.
I was wondering, we're building a list here according to Taylor. We have murderers, rapists, and people with bumper stickers.
And road cyclists. The entire Chicago Blackhawks organization. They have to get snapped out. Who else? Who else do we need to get rid of? I feel like that's almost motivated by your fear of Ole Miss on the rise.
It's not that. It's not that. Alabama can go too, I guess. There'd be a lot of beachfront property that open up to us. We just slide on in there. We make that West Georgia. Be pretty cool.
What if they snap Georgia? What if he snaps Georgia out too? He just goes whole deep south.
Just take like a certain percentage of the state, and it'll be okay. Be more precise. The reason it doesn't make any sense is because in the comics, that wasn't his motivation. In the movies, his motivation is on Titan, where he's from, which is I think a moon of Jupiter or Saturn, one of those. Overpopulation had run rampant, and the society had completely collapsed. And he in the movies, he's like, I'm going to delete half of the universe's population. Now there's going to be plenty of room, plenty of food, plenty of energy for that reduced population. But in the comics, he's trying to impress the physical manifestation of death, this sexy lady death, this big tittied leather wearing woman who is death incarnate. And he thinks if he kills half of everything that's alive, she'll blow him.
Does he get blown?
She does not give a fuck. She like snubs him and friend zones him hard. And it's explored in multiple comics how like even after they even go like there's some time travel in one of them, and like super future Thanos from 10 million years like brings Thanos back to his future, and he's like, just drop it. It's been 10 million years and she hasn't given us any poom. Like she doesn't care at all, dude. He's like breaking it down for him. Like this isn't going to work out.
Oh man. From what you've described, and I haven't seen that movie, it sounds like the movie actually did it better, because like him doing it for death is just ridiculous. If anything, that's like forcing death to eat a giant meal and then subsist on tiny little snacks for a while until the population comes back up. She was probably accustomed to like a nice steady stream of deaths.
Oh yeah. Deaths would be cut in half going forward.
And also it's a very funny way to be like cutting the population that clearly got out of control organically in half and then being like, problem solved forever. So it's like, no, you're going to arise back here in like 2,000 years or something, right? Probably even faster, because now we're not going through all that horseshit times.
It's a terrible solution, but it gets you to like, the crux of the issue. You just got to look past it. I'm sure there's plenty of plot holes.